Oh my god! Ah, they look so cool though! Look at them! I was not expecting this! What is this? Oh my god! The silence is not the end, but only the prologue to the legend these boys are destined to write. Which is true! Stan and Team. Hi everyone, my name is B, and I make lore and theory videos here on YouTube, usually for Anteam and Enhypen. And today, Anteam came out with their official music video for Go In Blind. As you can see, I am all dressed up for this music video. I like to sometimes dress up for the official music videos when they come out. This is as close to Go In Blind as I feel like I can get. I also got to check out the album, and I'm having a hard time choosing between Run Wild and Wolf Type, so if you have a favorite song so far, let me know. Right now it's Run Wild, but whenever I first listened to it, it was Wolf Type, so I guess we'll see which one wins in the end. Now, as I'm sure all of you are aware, Anteam actually came out with a performance video last week, which I did react to and analyze just based off of their outfits, which it does look like we are getting those same fits in this music video. So I went ahead, I already analyzed the outfits, I analyzed a bit of the setting, and I analyzed the lyrics. So in this, we can actually focus on the lore, which I think was the purpose of them releasing the performance video first. They were like, you're gonna wanna watch these separately. As for my theories going into the music video, I did mention it in the analysis and also in my Dark Moon recap video that I felt like this was going to kind of show us the past, or not necessarily the past, but kind of like at the end of the webtoon with the epilogue, we got to see kind of like 1,000 years into the past, possibly like their reincarnated lives, or who they reincarnated from, or past life, or ancestor type stuff. Now there's no confirmation on when this timeline will occur. The desert location, it could be during the timeline of the Witch of Yedasa, which is 10 years after the Grey City story, or it could be in the Blood Altar timeline, which would be 20 years after Grey City, right after Blood Altar, right before Dark Moon 2 Moons, which is the sequel. And I say that only because they used the Blood Altar art for the epilogue with the desert that we see. So that could be it as well. Either way, there's going to be connections to the past from 1,000 years ago. There's going to be wolf versus wolf stuff happening with the two factions. We kind of get hints of it, obviously, in the epilogue. We get hints of it in Hypen's Mama performance as well, and we've gotten hints about it within the concept trailer and just a whole bunch of other stuff that came out recently for Anteam too. So yeah, so we're probably gonna get kind of separate factions. Don't know if it's gonna be like, again, I mentioned before that maybe it's Celine that's the witch. Celine, whoever it is that shows up at the end of Dark Moon Blood Altar, it could be a different person altogether who represents maybe the moon versus the sun, which could be Suha. I have no idea. Don't know what they're doing because, again, this is all speculation. The webtoon doesn't have any content for what we're about to see just yet. But yeah, this is still really exciting to be able to kind of lore theorize for it, so I'm really excited. I'm expecting this music video reaction to be quite long, so take a seat and let's get started. And just as a reminder that this is going to be in two parts, the reaction and the analysis. The reaction, I try to kind of go through. I don't usually pause. I'm just reacting as I'm watching. You're going to see my gears turning, so there's sometimes a little bit of silence in there. And then the analysis will be me breaking down the lore from my first watch, basically. So yeah, I'm excited. Let's go ahead and go. Sorry about my mic, it's just to make sure that it gets all the sound in and everything. Also, it is so dark. It's like, I woke up at 6 a.m. my time, so everything after setting up, it's about almost 7, but it's still not, the sun's not fully out yet, so this is how dark my room is right now, apparently, and the screen is not helping me. Anyways, I think I was really anxious this morning. I started coughing up a storm. God. Oh, not ready. Ah! I'm gonna pause after all. Long ago, on a night when the howls of wolf boys reached the moon, beneath the crimson moonlight, the world was devoured by darkness. So this is probably the 1,000 years ago that was mentioned in the epilogue. So, yeah. Song! Oh my god! Whoa! Oh my god! Oh my god, there's animation! Wait, hold on, wait, what's happening? What's happening? We're going in blind. We go in blind. Yes! Ah! Yes! Oh my god! I can't. What? Wait, hold on a second, wait. Ah! Though the moon has ceased to bleed, a trembling still hides within shadows as calm as the eye of the storm. The silence is not the end, but only the prologue to the legend these boys are destined to write. Wow. Witch of Yedasa? Yeah, it's gonna say Witch of Yedasa. Okay, so a reminder that it could say Witch of Yarasa and still not have to do with the timeline that takes place 10 years after in the webtoon. However, I do feel like whatever is happening here is going to connect with the Witch of Yarasa and with the Blood Altered Dark Moon timeline just because, I mean, it's their history, so it's their past. So even though it's not directly what we'll see for them in the webtoon 10 years later, it is probably going to kind of like connect with that a little bit. as per usual, let's go ahead and kind of go through the lore. Honestly, my brain is a little bit still trying to function. So from what we're seeing, this does take place about 1,000 years in the past, as we saw in the little thingy here. So we'll go ahead and go through it again. Okay. Long ago, on a night when the howls of wolf boys reached the moon, beneath the crimson moonlight, the world was devoured by darkness. And there's a couple of things that I'm kind of curious about. We've talked about the possibility of time and time travel and things like that within the Hype universe and within the different universes within Hype and Antium as well. There's a couple of things in here. I don't usually try and bring this into my analysis videos because it's so convoluted, but there's some things in here that kind of make me question that too, because as far as I'm aware, unless this is talking about metaphorically, I don't remember there being a world of darkness or the world being devoured by darkness within the timeline that we're aware of in the Blood Altar story, at least. Historically, we haven't heard of that happened. But, you know, I also haven't read the web novel, so maybe it did and I just wasn't aware. I know that vampires took over, but that was a whole nother thing, I think. And so this is kind of making me wonder if this is, in a sense, kind of like a separate world, because later on we have what seems like a portal. And then, as I've talked about in some of my previous videos, we have this shattered glass image, almost showing like an alternate universe or an alternate version of the boys, as we kind of see here. And I'll go back to that later. But yeah, so kind of to start off with the convoluted stuff, I'm wondering if that possibility of an alternate universe is still here, and them going through that portal, much like what happens in TXT story, right? Is them kind of going to the current universe that we have. So let's continue. So in this past, the world was devoured by darkness. So good! And we have the magic circle. Ah! I love it so much! Ah! I'm sorry. It is so cool. This could still take place in the present, of course. We have no idea. I have no idea. I guess whenever we saw the little narration part, to me, I assumed that meant we're seeing the past, right? We're seeing 1,000 years before. So this, to me, looks like it's the boys from 1,000 years ago. Not necessarily who they are now, obviously, because they have no memory of this. So reincarnated versions, descendants, whatever. This magic circle, of course, could connect to the Witch of Yedasa that we have currently. It also makes me think of TXT with their magic as well. So, it's so good! And obviously, whoever is that these hooded figures are, I figured they were other, like, wolves. Either way, whoever they are, Anteam, obviously they're going against them. They're not allies, that's for sure. And that's what this circle is for. Maybe it's trying to help them escape. Maybe give them power. Here we have, to me, it kind of almost looks like it looks like a dimension, right? Like again, another like portal type thing. My thought process is, if you think about, there's various things like Islet in their, I don't remember the name of the concept film that they had for Cherish, but prior to Cherish, they had this concept film, pretty similar imagery. There's something in TXT as well. There's something in Hypen's intros that we see. It has a similar like image of us going into a tunnel, which is kind of what we see here. It's crystallized and then it becomes rock. And we get through the tunnel, and Maki is waiting for us at the end of it, as if he's kind of like saving them or waiting for them. I don't know. Who knows? These werewolves don't seem very happy about it, though. Okay, and then again, this idea that their werewolves are going against them, as we kind of saw in the preview, or in the teaser, and here, right here, it's almost like they're clawing their way at them, so that's why it feels like these werewolves that are surrounding them are against them. Now this is the part where I get, I don't know if I'd say I'm confused, but whatever version of them this is, I was not expecting this. What is this? Oh my god. Okay, let's calm down. Okay, so obviously they're the long hair. Honestly, we should have known. We should have known. The long hair with Joe should have been our hint that we're gonna see more long hair in this music video. But, yes. So, he's ethereal. He's an angel. He's almost like a god. Which is what I think they're going for. So, I don't know if what we're seeing with them in these outfits is kind of supposed to be like a god version of themselves, but that's what it makes me think of. I'm not thinking angels. I'm legit thinking these were gods in their previous life kind of thing, right? Or not necessarily in their previous life, but yeah, like, I don't know if you've watched, there's like Chinese novels and animations that I don't remember there's a term for it. My friend loves watching them, but there's a term for it. But either way, there's like these Chinese animations and novels that would come out, and sometimes what would happen is you would have these characters that would come down to Earth having already been a god. Don't quote me on this. Again, I don't read or watch them myself, so I don't know if that's correct, but something similar to that, right? And that's kind of what I'm thinking of here is they seem like they were these gods, and they came down to their world, the Earth, to become whoever they are now. No, well, not now, but in our universe. This here obviously looks like a freaking eye. Which is, again, maybe it could be the god Varger, right? The wolf god. But typically he shows up, he has an actual form. We have seen him as a god. Here, I don't know if this eye is supposed to represent, like, the god of the universe or something. They look so good! So, kind of what we just saw, kind of felt like it was showing their true selves as these werewolves as well. So, maybe they were wolf gods in their previous life. They could be angels. They could just be immortals. I obviously have no idea what's going on with that, but these are just kind of theories I'm kind of running through with them in these white cloaks and whoever they are. Those fiery eyes could represent the wolf of Varger. But yeah, when I see them transforming into their wolf version, to me that's them coming down to the universe. I love that line so much, and I love this image of Yuma here, even if that moon's far away. We'll howl. And so it kind of makes me wonder what is happening in that universe that we see with them in the white outfits, right? Like, that they're needing to escape. And it does kind of make me wonder if we're seeing, like, different timelines, like the timeline of them having been in this universe and them escaping this universe. Maybe the moon is where they came from, not necessarily the moon, but, you know, like, maybe they were closer to the moon or something in their previous universe, so it makes this representation of the moon so much more important when it comes to the distance that they feel from it, or why they howl to it, right? So they want to return to their original home, kind of thing. So maybe, yeah, this, like, past version of themselves, or this alternate version of themselves where they once existed, was them literally on the moon, and they left, and now they want to return home, kind of thing. The cloaked figures are aware of their existence, and that's why they've become enemies, maybe. Of course, I don't know. Again, this is kind of like all speculation, but, like, my brain is coming up with all these different theories, so you're just getting it as it comes out. But yeah, so that's why, to me, like, after that happens, we're seeing Yuma here saying, like, even if that moon's far away, we'll howl. And that's kind of where that theory of, like, maybe these versions of themselves existed on the moon, and that makes the heartbreak of them being away so much harder. But they're doing what they need to. Like, they came to this universe for a reason. This part's so cool! Voices saying it's impossible. Ugh, I love this so much, because the imagery of these dead hands, which is probably just werewolf claws if we think about it. These claws, whatever is happening with these hands, trying to get at them, right? Trying to claw their way at them, and they are fighting their way against it, kind of like we talked about in the performance music video with the lyrics. How they're doing in real life, trying to fight against the world, trying to tell them what they're trying to achieve is impossible. Oh, this is so interesting! And yeah, like, these wolves here, they have their claws in him, right? So it's like, in a sense, they always say, what is it that the phrase is? There's wolves out there always hunting you. There's, like, a certain phrase, I can't think of it right now. Dog eat dog world. I don't know. There's something. Man eat man world? I don't even know. Either way, these wolves have their fangs in him. They have their teeth in him. Trying to kind of, like, tell him, like, eat away at him and tell him that this is impossible, or this isn't something he can do. God, it's so good. Also, I love this crescent moon. We saw it in the performance music video as well. And we don't have that same thing with Yuma. Yes, Maki! I love this here with the wolves and the reflection. Oh, so good. So again, this is them going through this portal. Now, no, the reasoning why they have to have the blindfold on, lore-wise, honestly, I have no idea. Maybe it's to help them focus on the senses that they need to focus on, and not their sight as werewolves. Maybe because they have these blindfolds on, they're able to focus on the magic, and sense where this portal is. They can't really sense if they see. I don't know. Yeah, maybe, like, the only way to see this portal is if they have these blindfolds on. Yes! Yuma! And they've done it. They've like gone through this portal, closed it, and now we're just seeing this part of themselves that once existed, right? That they no longer hear. Ah, they look so cool though. Look at them. So the moon has ceased to bleed. So basically, the world is no longer like in darkness. And maybe because they like went through this portal into our universe or into our world, a trembling still hides within shadows, as calm as the eye of the storm. So whatever it was that was chasing them in that universe to get to us will return. The silence is not the end, but only the prologue to the legend these boys are destined to write. Which is true! Stan and team. Man. This music video is good. Love, like, certain aspects of it. Like, the glass here, so good. The Yuma part, my absolute favorite. Every time we get to that part with Yuma, I am happy. I scream. I have to hold back a lot, honestly. So I just want to watch it again because I love it so much. So yeah, they have these werewolves chasing them. So good. Ah! We're going in blind. Yeah, like, okay, like I said, like the shattering of the glass, right? In Hybe Connections, if you've watched my Hybe Universe video, signifies the breaking of time. Signifies like going through different universes, and that's to me what this still signifies. They've broken this portal that took them to this universe or to this world, and now they exist here. And again, we're seeing this version of themselves that existed. It also kind of reminds me of TXT's, was it Frost, I think? No, it wasn't Frost. It was, what was it? Was it Frost? It was the one, there was also a desert. There was also, like, Kai with the shattering glass, and stuff. It kind of, like, this specific scene reminds me of that. There's also the scene with Jin in the Japanese version of Blood, Sweat, and Tears. So, like, kind of when you think of the shattering glass, it's what I'm thinking of. Don't know if the Frost is the one for TXT, but there's a music video out there. I'm pretty sure it's Frost, but don't quote me. Yes. I think that's kind of what this is making me think of. So this version of themselves did once exist, so their power does come from either themselves as previous gods, or maybe these gods once existed and their power has gone into their descendants. I have no idea, obviously. We don't know what's going to happen with that. I don't know. The framing of the music video kind of makes it seem like this still takes place like 1,000 years in the past, or 1,000 years ago. So I can't say for sure that it's all happening right now. That could be what's going on. Is these wolves that are chasing them from like currently, but at the same time, like them going through the portal really wouldn't make sense with that, I think, unless it was like after the Dark Moon 2 Moons timeline, or Dark Moon Blood Altar timeline, they're just going to another universe, right? I think that would be the only thing that would make sense in terms of it being in the present time at the moment. But yeah, so music video's good. Really enjoyed it, obviously. But I'm curious to see like where this will take them. I know in the webtoon for Blood Altar, they've talked about how big of a part like Khan has to play, but I think this music video is saying that they all have a part to play in whatever is going to happen in their story. We still don't know who this cult was with the hood, as far as we're aware, so yeah. I guess we'll find out. Like, I wasn't expecting it all to be like history, I guess, you know. I honestly would have loved to see like the character from the epilogue that was fighting against the wolves. Like, that would have been really cool to kind of see. Oh, no, surely we won't. They're being a new group from Owen High called Alan. Surely they won't also make them werewolves, right? Because I was like, it would be really cool to see, but typically unless they get like an actor, we wouldn't really see another person cameo in the music video unless it's an actor or an artist. Like if they're collabing their story with like Enhypen, which we've done before. And then I was like, oh, but they are debuting a new group. So now, surely not. Anyways, this is really good. I really enjoyed the story of this so far. The Shattering Glass. There's so many aspects of it that's so good. And Anteam always just does so well with their concepts and with their performance. And everything. So yeah, this is really exciting. I'll see if there's anything else I can analyze from it. I feel like I've shared a lot of my thoughts because normally the timelines about like the thing about time and universes, it's just a theory that I have in the background because it's so convoluted. But this time it's like front and center, like it's right there. So I'm like, I can't ignore this. This is becoming part of the actual main story, which is great for me personally. But yeah, time and time travel and universes, man. Guess all that stuff about HARUA might still be true, and he might actually be aware of the existence, the freaking life that they had before. Oh my god. Anyways, thanks for watching. I want to talk so much more, but I should stop because it's already going to be such a long video. But thank you all for watching, and I will see you all again next time. Bye! Hi everyone, I'm back. Just real quick, a friend pointed out to me how HARUA was the only one with the mirror shards in his scene with all the glass shards, you know, that we talked about and stuff. And I think I mentioned briefly, like, wow, what does this mean for HARUA? Because I've been saying this whole time that he was suspicious with the time travel stuff. And yeah, HARUA, this does not help your case. Not at all, bro. Didn't even notice that. I didn't even think about that. I don't know how I didn't pay attention or notice that part at all. But yeah, he, compared to everyone else who like shared the scene with the glass, in HARUA's, he's the only one who has his frame with the glass on it. And that's interesting. That's a choice. Anyways, y'all have a good day. Enjoy the music video.